Hey everyone, Alex Bennett here, Director of Athletic Performance at the PGA Tour Performance Center at TPC Sawgrass. Finally, we're into the PGA Tour season. The off season is done. I'm gonna have a little more time to put out some content, put out some videos. This video is gonna be all about preparing your back for a full season of golf. We're gonna get right into it. So, to start, we're gonna do a little more stretching than I would typically do, but really wanna focus on getting a good breath. A lot of you coming off of work, travel, whatever it may be, definitely tight through the rib cage, tight through the lats. We're gonna work on separation. We're gonna work on breathing to start. Then we're gonna get into more of our activations and some of our strength work at the end. So if you've watched some of my videos about flexibility, you know I love this green band, but we're gonna get the wrist in. We're gonna hold on, just let that arm hang. We're gonna lean back. We're gonna feel like we turn from the hip, not the chest. We're not going this way. We feel like we're lengthening this right side by turning that right hip back. We're gonna do 10 deep breaths in through the nose. You can go out through the mouth, you can go out through the nose, you can just do nasal breathing if you'd like. But those breaths through the nose, feel that rib cage expand. We're getting a little bit of extra stretch with the expansion of that rib cage. If you can get a little bit of a tuck underneath, I don't want you in a big arch, just a little bit tucked, then turn. You're gonna feel stretch through that all the way through the lat, obviously, but you might even get some into the low back. We're just doing 10 breaths, just starting out the routine with some breathing, some length through the lats. It's going to help us with our activation when it comes to our mid-back. It's going to help us get the upper traps out of it. Also, just the breathing really helps kind of get us good alignment, help us calm down any tightness we do have in our back. Good. We're gonna go to the other side. Get that left hand in. Sit back. My mic might be messing up here. Same thing. We're gonna let that arm just hang and rotate. Important for you, especially to see the difference between the two sides. If you've got a big imbalance, big asymmetry, you're gonna definitely feel it here. Definitely gonna help you become more aware of it and address it, because that's probably a big reason you're feeling any type of back stiffness or back pain, especially when you're playing a lot of golf. We're gonna pretend that's 10 breaths, and then we're gonna go into our banded hip distraction. So we've got our band. I'm gonna securely wrap it around something very stable, because we definitely do not want this coming loose. We're gonna put that leg in, pull it up under the glute. We're just gonna walk it back to where we've got a decent amount of tension. We're gonna feel that pull right through that hip flexor, give a little bit of a squeeze to the glute. A lot of people with low back pain, they're stuck in this anterior tilt. QLs get shortened on the top. Pull the tailbone up. If this is the front of our tailbone, we get in that anterior tilt. Shorten QLs, real tight, tense. This is gonna help us loosen up the hip flexors, which in turn get our pelvis in a little more neutral position, help us release these. The QLs are funny. You don't wanna really try to manually stretch them very intensely, because they like to fight back and actually get tighter. So we really want to address everything around it, allow them to calm down. So we're going to feel that hip flexor right here. Same thing, I've been talking, but for you, I want you to be breathing. Breathing, just feeling a little bit of tension in this glute to get that pelvis to go up. We're going to feel quite a bit of stretch down the front of this leg, especially if you're sitting at a desk all day, or like I said, if you travel a lot, or if you're sitting on the couch all day. Whatever it is. If you're doing a lot of sitting, those hip flexors are gonna be tight. We need to address them. Doesn't matter all the stability and strength work in the world. If these things are locked up, you're gonna end up hurting yourself. If you feel like you're going to the gym a lot, trying to do things to strengthen certain areas, and you just feel like you're getting hurt, it's probably because you're not addressing these things first. Then we're gonna switch sides here. So obviously, safely stand up. I do say if you struggle with balance, have yourself like a little dowel rod, some sort of pole, chair, something that can help you kind of stabilize balance. If you feel like you're moving all over the place, you're not gonna get the benefit of the stretch. So put something in front of you to help you balance. And once again, we're just breathing. My left side is nowhere near as tight as my right side. My right side's always tighter. I always tend to get a lot of right low back pain from years of playing baseball, hockey, golf. Everything's one side. I'm constantly side bending to the right. So I'm always looking to get more length out on my right side. And if you feel like one side is just not much, you don't have to spend quite as much time. I like 10 breaths per side. If it feels like, for me, my right side's way tighter, I'm gonna go back and do another set on that right side. Just breathe through it. Good, and we're on to the next. So now we're gonna address that oblique strength, So now we're gonna address that core strength. We're gonna really focus on the obliques, the balance between the two of them when it comes to strength, right side, left side. But we're gonna start, you don't need a lot of weight. We're gonna start with, and always when we do this, we don't wanna be in an arch position. We're just gonna end up tightening up our back. So we wanna get a little bit of tuck, a little bit of a neutral pelvis. We're gonna go out and then slow coming back around. We're gonna do 5 of these, and then we're gonna go into 5 palate raises, where we're really focused on keeping our shoulders level, maintaining our spine angle. Slow coming back, all about controlling that decel, maintaining that core stability. Good, now we're gonna go right out in front of us. So we're doing 5 of those stir the pot, and then we're going right now with 5 of these raises. And what you're gonna feel is you wanna go this way, but we wanna maintain that shoulder level. We're going up right in the middle of our chest. This is one of those moves that's a lot harder than it looks. We're gonna go 5, stir the pot, 5 raises. We're gonna do 3 sets. We're gonna do both sides as always. So now, just importantly as the core, we gotta get the glutes going, specifically the glute medius. So we're gonna lay on our side. We're gonna make a straight line, 90 degrees with the legs. We're gonna keep those hips closed. I don't want you to open them up and feel like the hips open. So we're trying to raise our knee as far as possible without the hips opening. We're gonna hold it for 10 seconds. We're gonna do this on both sides. We're gonna do this 5 times. This is another one of those that just looks easy, but it's not. It's an absolute burner. But if we're gonna protect that low back, we really gotta get those glutes firing, and we gotta get them strong. Definitely important. Low back health is definitely important when it comes to lateral strength, lateral stability. The same thing as always, you're gonna feel one side's probably different than the other, and that's why we're doing this. That's why we're doing one side at a time. And you'll notice, if you really care about squatting, lunging, whatever it may be, all these things are gonna become a lot easier the stronger this muscle gets. If you deal with hip pain, knee pain, ankle pain, work this muscle out. If you watch my videos before, you know I'm a huge proponent of hammering this glute medius. So we're gonna do that 4 more times, 5 sets total, 10 seconds each side. Sit down into this leg, this knee's right over the foot. We're gonna feel like this leg goes out, we're gonna hold that, and we're gonna rotate. Another move that is just really sneaky, tough, but you're gonna feel that lead leg really stable, really activate. If you're someone that struggles with separation, this is gonna help a lot. And sometimes too much separation with not enough engagement can lead to a lot of low back issues. So we're really hammering that glute engagement here, as well as the lead leg stability. Definitely gonna be burning in those glutes. We're gonna do 8 reps on each side. Really sit into it. We're going both ways. And obviously don't let this lead leg, knee kind of collapse. You're gonna really feel like you're pushing out with it at the same time. And you'll notice the more you do that, the more that glute fires, the more that big toe really engages the ground. Which, if you've seen my videos in the past, you know that big toe is huge when it comes to using that glute med and stabilizing that hip. We're gonna do 3 sets, 8 reps. It's another great move you can do before your round. So now we're getting into a little more of the strength work, but here, we're just gonna get into a split stance. We got 90% of that weight on this lead leg. The whole move, this knee is gonna be in line with that foot. We're not gonna lose it to the inside, we're not gonna lose it to the outside. So we're just stabilizing that foot. We're letting this tension here pull us into that lead leg, rotate into it, then we're gonna row and rotate out of it. But you notice My knee's not coming in. Keeping that knee over the foot, rotate. Now you're gonna feel that glute working. You might even feel a little stretch to the adductor. But we're pulling all the way in against the body, nice and slow here. We're keeping that core engaged. It's gonna have to stay engaged if you're gonna really stabilize. And we're not losing that knee. We're just doing 6 reps, nice and slow. Pick a weight that is challenging, but it also allows you to rotate. You don't want to be picking a weight that you have to really feel like you're manipulating to rotate. So rotate in, rotate out. And it's real important that you let this arm go all the way long and then pull it back in, because you really want to initiate that rotation with the torso, with the core. We're gonna do 4 sets, 6 reps. So another more advanced move, we're gonna do bird dog rows. You know this is one of my favorites. I'm gonna be using 70 pounds. You absolutely do not have to use, I mean, I don't advise you to use this much weight starting out, but I want you to know the point is to develop that torso stability where we can really focus on the row strength and almost get to the point where we can match the weight we do on a bent over row that we do on a bird dog row. So this is really, really important for hip stability, torso stability. Obviously these things are gonna help us protect our back when we're moving a club quickly. But here we're just gonna row up. Keep that opposite leg up, keep that core engaged. We're just doing 6 reps. And like I said, you always want to see one side. Could be better, could be worse than the other. For me, it's my left, as you can see. But it's really important that we work those 2 sides. Get them to be as balanced as possible, especially playing one-sided sport like golf. We're gonna do 4 sets, 6 reps. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Like I always say, please leave any questions in the comments. I'll do my best to get around to them. I'm gonna be continuing with some content. Gonna be featuring our PT in some videos as well, talking about specific injuries and how to kind of rehab those. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks again.